Today, we're going to highlight some of my favorite updates to Cakewalk by BandLab in 2021. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Home Studio Simplified channel. My name is Robert McClellan and my DAW of choice for the last 15 years has been Cakewalk by BandLab. Now, it's no secret that 2021 proved to be a very challenging year for a lot of businesses. However, Cakewalk by BandLab did an amazing job of keeping this DAW up to date and also releasing a lot of great features all throughout the year of 2021. Now, before we break down this list of awesomeness, stop everything that you're doing and subscribe to the channel. Likewise, there's some things that's coming up in 2022 that you're not going to want to miss, and you're not going to know about those things unless you hit that bell and enable all notifications. All right, on to the list. Now, I'm going to go even a step farther into this geekery and arrange these in chronological order of their release dates. So kicking things off strong at the start of the year in January, Cakewalk released the support for SSO, or Single Sign-On Activation, which allows you to log in via any service supported by BandLab as your sign-in authority, that being Google, Facebook, Apple ID, you name it. Now, SSO is only used for Cakewalk activation, and under normal circumstances, you'll only need to sign in once. After your first initial sign-in, Cakewalk will attempt to refresh your activation status silently and automatically on occasion during startup. So you can simply use the SSO login as you've done in the past with your BandLab account. Now, this feature replaces the previous username password dialog and deprecates the requirement to use BandLab Assistant for Cakewalk activation. However, BandLab Assistant is still required for requesting offline activation of Cakewalk on computers that don't have an internet connection. Oh, and by the way, for those of you having issues installing Cakewalk, I've included a direct download link below this video for ease of use. You may need to update after installation, but it should help you with any of the hangups that you might be having. I've also got a couple of videos here on the channel for troubleshooting as well. Okay, so next up is the Tempo track. Now, the Tempo track came out in April of 2021, and it became the replacement for the Tempo View. It provides an overview of the project tempo and allows you to create and edit tempo changes within a project. Now, every project has a tempo, which is expressed in beats per minute or BPMs. Now you can set the tempo in the transport module, the tempo track, or the tempo inspector. This allows you to make the creative choice for your project to have a single static tempo or a tempo map that changes over time. Now, if you're asking yourself, what is a tempo map is simply a complete set of all tempo changes within the project. These changes are displayed as an envelope in the tempo track and as a list in the tempo inspector. Now, in the tempo track, tempo changes are represented by envelope shapes, and you edit the project's tempo map the same way that you edit automation envelopes. If a project has a single fixed tempo, the tempo track shows a straight horizontal line. From here, you can create tempo changes by adding envelope nodes and editing their values. You can also expand the tempo track to give yourself more room to work and adjust the range of values available. Another pleasant April surprise was the addition of the PC2A T-type leveling amplifier for all users. Normally only available to legacy users, the PC2A is an audio processing module for the Pro Channel channel strip in Cakewalk. The PC2A T-type leveling amplifier is meticulously modeled after a legendary vintage electro-optical tube compressor. This compressor, known for its automatic gain control characteristics, delivers vintage sound with incredibly warm and rich compression. It is revered by audio engineers worldwide for its trademark sound and has been used on countless hit records since the late 1960s. It's one of the true classics of the audio recording industry. Now, in case you're new to this, the purpose of a leveling amplifier is to limit the dynamic range of a signal by reducing the amplitude of its transient peaks. Now, the PC2A T-type leveling amplifier varies its gain in response to the level of the input signal. Large input signals result in less gain, thus reducing or compressing the dynamic range of that signal. This can be a great way to get a vocal to set on top or a bass line to be heard throughout the entirety of a mix. Another great enhancement to the program was plugin menus. Plugin menus have been greatly enhanced to make it easier and faster to find and select plugins within a project. Plugin menus now also show color-coded plugin lists now based off of their respective types, whether that be VST2, VST3, and so on and so forth, with clearer fonts that are easier to read. In September of 2021, Cakewalk released a new and intuitive export window. With this update, audio exporting has been greatly improved and optimized to handle the most demanding rendering tasks, as well as to create a queue of several versions of the same mix to render as you make your next cup of coffee or tea. And just in time for the holidays, in December of 2021, Cakewalk released nested track folders. When you're working with large track counts and limited screen real estate, staying organized is essential to getting your projects done faster and more efficiently. To improve track organization, Cakewalk now supports nested track folders. A nested folder is a subfolder that's contained within another parent folder. Nested subfolders allow you to organize tracks more logically. For example, you can have a guitar parent folder that contains electric and acoustic subfolders. Do you have a favorite feature that I didn't mention in today's video? If so, drop a comment down below and share it with this ever-growing community of amazing people. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't checked out the most recent playlist entitled A Studio Without Walls, head on over and check it out. There's going to be a song contest soon with some awesome prizes, and all of the info will be in that playlist. Well, everyone, this was just a brief list of some of my personal favorite updates to this amazingly powerful and free DAW from 2021. I'm really looking forward to what 2022 is going to bring, and I'm excited for what the future holds. All right, that's all I've got for today, guys. Until next time, remember, we can dream alone, we can even create alone, but together, we can achieve so much more.